Dark psychology refers to manipulative tactics that subtly influence or control others by exploiting emotional weaknesses, often leaving the target confused, guilty, or even doubting their reality. These techniques are unethical, yet many people unknowingly fall victim to them in their personal or professional lives. What if we could arm ourselves with an ancient philosophy designed to sharpen our mental defenses and strengthen our emotional resilience? Enter Stoicism, a philosophy practiced by figures such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Stoicism emphasizes self-control, rational thinking, and emotional mastery, tools we can use to recognize and resist manipulation. Here, we explore 10 dark psychology tricks that should be illegal and how Stoicism provides the antidote to each with real-life examples of how these tricks manifest. Number 1. Gaslighting, manipulating reality. Gaslighting is a particularly insidious form of manipulation in which someone tries to make you question your own reality, memories, or perceptions. It often leaves victims feeling confused and doubting their own judgment. Imagine Olivia, whose partner continually denied events that she knew had happened. Statements like, "That never happened," or "You must be imagining things," made her second-guess herself, causing her to lose confidence in her own memory and perception of reality. Stoicism provides the perfect remedy to gaslighting by teaching us to focus on what is within our control. Epictetus reminds us that our perceptions and interpretations of reality are our own. By journaling and reflecting on her experiences, Olivia could anchor herself in the truth and resist being drawn into the false narratives constructed by her partner. Seneca's wisdom, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," helps us see through the distortions and maintain a firm grip on our understanding of reality. Number 2. Love bombing, overwhelming with affection. Love bombing is when someone showers you with excessive affection, attention, and gifts to create a sense of dependency and emotional attachment. It feels euphoric in the beginning, but is often followed by manipulation and withdrawal once the person is emotionally hooked. Consider Alex, who was swept off his feet by a new partner who seemed to be the perfect match, constantly lavishing him with affection and attention. However, soon after, Alex noticed that the affection disappeared and his partner began making demands, creating emotional dependency. Stoic philosophy encourages us to seek balance and moderation in all things. Marcus Aurelius, one of the leading Stoics, warned against emotional extremes and reminded us that moderation is the path to virtue. Alex could have approached the situation with emotional temperance, recognizing that love, when genuine, is not overwhelming or demanding. By staying grounded and reflecting on his emotions, Alex could have protected himself from the emotional highs and lows that love bombing creates, remaining free from manipulation. Number 3. Guilt tripping, playing on conscience. Guilt tripping is a tactic that manipulates people by making them feel guilty for not complying with another person's wishes. This exploitative tactic preys on our sense of responsibility and empathy, often leading us to act against our best judgment. Maria, for example, had a friend who constantly made her feel guilty for not always being available to help with personal problems. The friend would say things like, "I guess I just don't matter to you," or "I wish you cared more." As a result, Maria felt pressured to prioritize her friend's needs over her own, often at her own expense. Stoic philosophy, particularly the teachings of Seneca, advises us to act based on reason and justice rather than being controlled by emotions. Maria could embrace Stoic teachings by recognizing that her actions should be driven by her own values, not by the unreasonable guilt projected onto her by someone else. By setting clear boundaries and reflecting on her own principles, she could protect herself from being manipulated by guilt, acting instead with integrity and self-respect. Number 4. Negative framing, twisting words to influence perception. Negative framing occurs when someone presents a situation in the worst possible light to manipulate another person's decisions or emotions. This technique often relies on instilling fear or doubt to influence behavior. David, a hard-working professional, experienced this at work when his manager often told him that unless he worked overtime or took on more responsibilities, his career would suffer and he might never advance. The constant negativity made David anxious, fearing that a single mistake could ruin his future. Stoicism teaches the practice of reframing challenges positively. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By adopting a Stoic mindset, David could reframe his manager's negative framing, recognizing that one project or one mistake would not define his entire career. He could focus on doing his best, while also maintaining a clear and rational perspective instead of being driven by fear. Stoicism provides a lens through which we can reframe adversity as an opportunity for growth rather than succumbing to manipulative negativity. Number 5. Triangulation, using third parties to control you. Triangulation occurs when someone brings a third party into a conflict or relationship to manipulate the outcome. This tactic is often used to create division, play people against each other, or generate jealousy. Jane noticed this tactic when a friend often spoke poorly of others in their group, subtly implying that Jane was the only one who truly understood or supported her. The friend would say things like, "You're the only one I can trust, everyone else is selfish," creating a divide between Jane and the rest of her friends. This tactic made Jane feel special, while isolating her from others. Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance and the importance of maintaining personal integrity in our relationships. Marcus Aurelius advises us to focus on our own actions and not be swayed by external opinions or manipulations. By staying true to her values and avoiding unnecessary conflict, Jane could recognize that her friend's behavior was divisive and manipulative. Stoicism teaches us to maintain fairness, resist attempts to control through external drama, and act based on our own principles. Number 6. Silent treatment, weaponizing silence. The silent treatment is a passive-aggressive tactic where someone withholds communication to punish or control another person. This manipulative tool creates emotional tension and forces the target to seek reconciliation, often at their own expense. Claire's partner frequently used the silent treatment after disagreements, leaving her feeling abandoned and confused, often apologizing even when the conflict wasn't her fault. Stoicism values rational communication and emotional composure. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of clear and honest dialogue in relationships. By practicing Stoic principles, Claire could calmly approach the situation, refusing to be drawn into the emotional turmoil created by her partner's silence. Instead of reacting out of desperation, Claire could assert her need for open communication while staying emotionally detached from the manipulative behavior. Stoicism teaches that emotional independence is key to breaking free from toxic cycles like the silent treatment, allowing us to maintain our self-worth and emotional health. Number 7. Projection, blaming others for your own flaws. Projection is a manipulative tactic in which someone accuses another person of their own negative traits or behaviors, shifting blame and avoiding responsibility. John's co-worker, who was often late and missed deadlines, constantly criticized John for being disorganized and unreliable, despite John's excellent work performance. This left John feeling confused and questioning his abilities. Stoicism encourages us to focus on our own actions and not take on the flaws or projections of others. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. By recognizing that his co-workers' criticism was merely a projection of their own insecurities, John could avoid internalizing these accusations and continue working with confidence. Stoicism teaches us to stay grounded in our own virtues and to take responsibility only for what is within our control, leaving the projections of others to fall away. Number 8. Fear-mongering, using fear to control. Fear-mongering is a tactic that exaggerates or fabricates dangers to manipulate others into submission or irrational action. It plays on our survival instincts and can create widespread panic or anxiety. During the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, fear-mongering led to panic buying and hoarding of essential items, driven by the exaggerated fear of scarcity. This irrational behavior caused unnecessary chaos. Stoicism, particularly the teachings of Seneca, helps us face fear with reason. Seneca said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our actions, our reactions, and our thoughts. By approaching the situation with a clear and rational mind, individuals could avoid being swept up in the panic, make sensible decisions, and contribute to the well-being of the community rather than being driven by fear. Stoicism encourages us to meet fear with courage and reason, allowing us to act wisely in even the most uncertain times. Number 9. Mirroring, pretending to be just like you. Mirroring occurs when someone mimics your interests, values, or behaviors to create a false sense of connection and gain your trust. This tactic can make you feel an instant bond with someone, only to later discover that the connection was inauthentic and used for manipulation. Sam met a new friend who seemed to share all of his passions, from music to sports. This person mirrored Sam's personality and interests so well that Sam believed they were kindred spirits. However, over time, he realized that this person had only been mimicking him to gain his trust and get something in return. Stoicism emphasizes authenticity and virtue. As Epictetus taught, a virtuous person acts from true intent, not for manipulation. By recognizing the difference between genuine connection and artificial mimicry, Sam could protect himself from false relationships. Stoicism encourages us to trust actions over words, to value authenticity in others, and to be cautious of those who seek to manipulate us by pretending to be just like us. Number 10. Playing the victim, seeking sympathy to manipulate. Playing the victim is a tactic where someone exaggerates their struggles or feigns helplessness to evoke sympathy and manipulate others into helping or supporting them. Emily found herself constantly helping a friend who portrayed herself as always in need, using phrases like, "I don't know how I'll manage without you," or "nobody else will help me." Over time, Emily realized that this friend was exploiting her compassion to avoid taking responsibility for her own problems. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate resilience and self-sufficiency, both for ourselves and in how we interact with others. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." By setting healthy boundaries and recognizing when someone is manipulating sympathy for personal gain, Emily could refuse to enable her friend's helplessness. Stoicism encourages us to help others with wisdom, offering support without sacrificing our own well-being or falling into unhealthy, one-sided relationships. These dark psychology tricks, gaslighting, love bombing, guilt tripping, and others, may seem powerful, but with the wisdom of Stoicism, we can navigate through them with clarity and strength. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses to others. By cultivating self-reliance, emotional resilience, and rational thinking, we can protect ourselves from manipulative tactics while building stronger, healthier relationships rooted in mutual respect and integrity. Stoicism offers us not only the tools to defend ourselves against manipulation, but also the wisdom to live a life of virtue, free from the influence of those who seek to control us. Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know how you plan to apply Stoicism in your life. Hope this video was helpful to you. If you have not liked the video and have not subscribed, then probably you are not going to see me again. If you have liked and subscribed, then congratulations, you are leveling up to be the best version of yourself. Sharing the video will also help me reach more people like you who can make the world a better place. If you feel this can help your brothers, spread the love by sharing. Always be authentic, be honorable, and be a man. See you then. Godspeed.